Discover the journey of Steve Skipper, an internationally acclaimed artist whose hyper-realistic works capture the intersection of sports, civil rights, and culture. This is Reflections of an Artist, the Art of Steve Skipper.
At the end of his life, he went to 16th Street Baptist Church, and where the girls were killed. And there was a photographer from, I think the photographer was from France, that was there. And the photographer started taking pictures of Reverend Shuttlesworth, and Reverend Shuttlesworth got ready to leave. And the photographer asked him where he was going, and he said he was going to Beulah Baptist Church. This was the church that he pastored. And so had a new church, but then they still had the old building where, he pastored. And so this at the end of his life, and so he goes to the church, the old church, and he's sitting in the old church reminiscing. Could you imagine what's going through his mind? After all the things he'd been through. Old tiles on the floor. And the only light that's coming through the window, they didn't turn on any electric lights or anything. He's just sitting there. And the only lights that's coming through the window. So that sunlight, it has an effect on everything that it hits in a room. So when I saw that photograph, I said, this is it. But Shuttlesworth was a different guy that most people that know about the civil rights movement has always pointed at Dr. King. And Dr. King, one of the things about Dr. King was he wanted to be a famous African-American preacher in Georgia. That's all he wanted. But the movement actually pulled him in. And once that calling is on your life, you have to fulfill that calling. You can't get out of it. It's too big, it's bigger than you, and it didn't have anything to do with you. And Shuttlesworth was the one who constantly reminded Dr. King of who you were and why you're here. And it doesn't have anything to do with you being famous. And there were a lot of times when Dr. King was like, he was kind of timid about certain things, and Shuttlesworth would get in his face and say, you're gonna do this. And so, going back to the church that day, him sitting in the church, and one thing, I had a chance to talk to Pastor Young, C.T. Vivian, Joseph Lowry, a lot of the civil rights movement people that were there. You can't go by books and stuff. You have to talk to these guys because there's a whole lot of stuff that happened that you'll never read in a book. And so Shuttlesworth was always known, people would know, he had this guardian angel with him. So there was a deacon at my church. His name is Gary Frazier. Gary Frazier looks like a guardian angel. I mean, he's just this regal-looking guy. He's about 6'5", he's a regal-looking guy. And I asked him what he modeled as a guardian angel. And they painted him transparent, standing right behind Shuttlesworth. And then I got 4 little girls to model as the girls who died at the 16th Street Baptist Church because they were so dear to Shuttlesworth. Because once those girls died in that bombing, that was the catalyst that pushed Shuttlesworth, that he went to each one of the civil rights movement people, including Dr. King, and let him know we gotta do this, for them. And so as he's sitting in the church that day contemplating, I put those little girls right by the window looking at him. And all the years that he lived, that they watched him, and he had an obligation on their behalf and so many other different people's behalf, do the right thing.
Thanks for watching. Visit the College Football Hall of Fame in Atlanta, Georgia, where sports, culture, and history collide for an unforgettable experience.